Princess Fiona needs her 35,000 mile maintenance. Don't worry, I've got a spreadsheet for that. Today we're going to start with the oil change. Like I said in the intro, Princess Fiona, my 2022 Harley Davidson Road Glide Limited, is ready for her 35,000 mile maintenance. It's more than just an oil change. In fact, as I alluded to, I have a spreadsheet for all the work that needs to get done. This is the first of 6 videos that's going to go through all of those steps. First, obviously, is the oil change. At 35,000 miles, Harley Davidson does not recommend transmission or primary fluid. So that's at 40,000. We'll wait on that one. Next will be the brake inspection that includes both fluid level and fluid moisture content and a pad inspection. After that, we'll do a tire inspection, including tread depth and tire pressure. Next will be the air filter and the coolant. After that, we'll do the belt tension, how to properly measure the belt tension. And then last will be the dreaded clutch adjustment. So let me reposition the camera. We'll get started on the oil change. One of the first things I do when changing the oil in any of my vehicles is I check the oil level first. That gives me an indication as to whether or not it's burning oil between lube changes. So let's start with the right-hand side of the bike. I've zoomed in here so you can see the oil dipstick. I'm going to bring it out, wipe it off real quick with a paper towel. You can tell that the oil is a little bit darker, so it's certainly time for an oil change. Right now I have Fiona up on a center stand, or up on a support that keeps her upright. On the Harley Davidson Rushmore engines, there is 2 different locations for whether the bike is on a side stand, or as Harley calls it, the jiffy stand, or upright. So as we look, let's look right here. So this side, or this portion here, is if it's on a side stand. This portion here is if it's on a jiffy stand, or upright. As you can see, we have 2 blocks of the full range. If it gets down below this, it says on the dipstick to add 1 quart. So we are still in the safe amount of oils. So let's go ahead and get started on removing the drain. All right, here we are on the underside of Fiona. I'm on the left-hand side looking rearward, so you can see in the background the rear wheel. Here are the drain plugs for both the engine and the transmission. So looking at them, the one facing forward is for the engine. The one facing straight down, that's for the transmission. So we're going to break this loose. It's either a 16 millimeter or a 5/8. They both fit about the same. I'm going to use 16 millimeter because I've got a 6-point, and I prefer using that on hexes. So I'm going to break this loose, and we'll drain it into the oil pan. On the other side, I left the dipstick loose, so that way oil will drain evenly. Since we're underneath the bike, I can't use my tripod, so I'm going to do this one-handed, more or less. Of course, it doesn't quite line up. There it is. So I'm going to break it loose. So the whole point here is just to get it loose. I'm not going to completely remove it until after I get my oil pan in place. The last thing I want to do is get oil all over my nice clean floor. I'm going to remove this by hand, let the oil drain, and then we'll go on to removing the filter. While the oil drains, let's take a look at the drain plug. So as you can see, there's a magnet here. Zoom in if I can. But you'll see there's no debris on here, which is great news. It means none of the metallic or steel parts within the engine are coming apart. The oil does look a little brown. It's time for an oil change, but otherwise this looks good. I always opt for a new O-ring every time. I'd rather not have a puddle underneath my Harley just because I forgot to replace a $2 or probably a 50-cent O-ring. Anyway, so that's how we look. Bike's still draining. Once the bike is done draining, I'm going to put this plug back in. Then we'll focus on the oil filter. For removing the O-ring, use a plastic tool. So in this case, I'm using a plastic trim tool that I have. And the reason I'm using something plastic is when you get up underneath there, what you don't want to do is damage the sealing surface. So up here underneath The O-ring is a smooth machined surface that the O-ring sits on. What I want to do is I want to preserve that and not get scratches on it for the unlikely event that I'd end up with a leak. So here's the old O-ring. It looks fine. I'm still going to throw it away and replace it. Let's put the new one on. All right, here we are with the new O-ring. The new O-ring right there. Went and put my finger in some old oil just to lubricate it so that it doesn't scratch on the way down. We're going to roll it over the threads and set it down where the old one came out. So it's pretty straightforward. Just roll it down like that. Make sure it sets all the way around. We're going to wipe off the drain plug, make sure it's ready to go back in. About now, we're almost done with the oil coming out of the bottom of the engine, so we can put the plug back in and torque it to spec. Here we are back under the bike. As you can see, it's for the most part stopped dripping. I've wiped it off. It drips a little bit more, so I'm going to go ahead and put the plug in and just tighten it up by hand. And you want to do everything by hand until you're all the way at the end. You'll feel the O-ring begin to seats up against a surface on the bottom of the oil pan. So I'm going to put it in pretty much as tight as I can by my fingers. I'm going to wipe it off. We want to make sure that we don't have any leaks when we're done, because we don't want to propagate the stereotype of Harley Davidson's leaking everywhere. All right, so it's in place. The torque spec is 14 to 21 newton meters, foot-pounds, which sounds an awful lot like 17.5 to me. So I'm going to push this oil pan out of the way. My torque wrench is already set, and we're going to go ahead and tighten it up. There we go. It's not quite as much as you would think. All right, here we are at the front of the engine. The oil filter is located in front of the front cylinder, and it's tucked up between the frame rails, and it's kind of hard to get to. I've never been able to drain or remove the oil filter without making a hellacious mess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove, there's a guard up underneath the voltage regulator where oil will drip down. Here's the tool that, it's an identical version of what Harley Davidson sells. It's a little trough that goes underneath the oil filter. Theoretically, when you loosen it, all the oil will drain down and down through a tube into your oil catch pan. My problem is when I break the oil filter loose, some gets behind this edge and drips down. So I'm going to show you what part I remove, and I'm going to put a piece of cardboard underneath because there will invariably be a drip. Here at the front of the bike, you can see here's the plastic voltage regulator cover. It's held on only by two rubber grommets at the bottom, and then it tilts up out of the way. So if you reach down underneath, let me get around to the other side. If you reach down underneath, you can give it a swift push or pull, and it comes loose. And then once it's loose, then you just lift it up off of the hooks. So this is also where the water pump is located on the twin cool versions, which is what Fiona is. I'm going to take a piece of cardboard and put it down on the ground. So as invariably happens, oil will drip down, and I'd rather it land on cardboard than on my floor. All right, here's the setup. That blue guide is underneath the oil filter. I did put a piece of paper towel behind it in hopes of catching some of the oil. Let me show you how it works. So there's this drain that goes down, there's a tube, and then it goes down to your oil drain pan. So in this case, I have it down here underneath the bike. There's the tube. There's my cardboard for when I make a mess. Also, I have the Harley Davidson brand oil filter wrench. I probably could have found something less expensive, but I know this one will fit. So I'll put that on, and then we'll break it loose. Here we are with the oil filter wrench in place. It shouldn't be on too tight because it should just only be hand tight. I have a nice long extension to reach out past the gear shift lever. Anyway, so let's break her loose. Nice and slow, nice and easy. We're not running a race. Off it comes. So again, there's oil between the filter and the engine that is captured by the seal. So the moment we get past the seal, this will have a little bit of oil come loose. Plus the oil filter is full of oil. Keep that pressed up there. Remove my extension. Just do it by hand. And mind you, I'm keeping the oil filter channel pressed up against the engine in hopes of catching oil. And there we are. It's out. Let this drain for a bit. Set it out of the way. As you can see up in there, my paper towel, just a little bit. There we go. As you can see, my paper towel is now pretty well filled with oil. But that's that much less that's down on the cardboard that's leaked down through the rest of the bike. And there we have it. Next, we're going to install the filter. As you can see, Harley Davidson Genuine Super Premium 5. I guess it's better than the Super Premium 4. Pretty straightforward. Comes in here in the bag. Remove it. First thing you should do is lubricate this O-ring. I'm going to take a fingerful of oil from the clean new quart and put it on there. All right, so I dip my finger in there, apply this all the way around. Helps lubricate the seal. Also, in fact, let me remove the camera from here and show you what else I've done. So I've gone and I've wiped off that sealing surface. So that shiny sealing surface is where the oil filter rides. So again, I've wiped it off. I'm going to install the new one and just hand tight. We don't use any tools to put it on. If this were a vertical oil filter, I would pre-fill it. But since it's horizontal, if we try and pre-fill it, we're just going to spill oil everywhere. So it's a horizontal. Tighten it up. You say till it touches and then 3/4 of a turn or half a turn. What I usually do is I just tighten it about as tight as I can get it by hand. I've not ever had a problem. All right, here we are back around to the right-hand side of the bike. Harley Davidson says when you do a lube change, it should take about 4 quarts. So I've got the 4-quart jug that you can buy right here. It's the Harley Davidson Sin 3 SAE 20W50. Again, Princess Fiona had regular mineral oil for engine break-in, and then I've been using synthetic ever since. All right, that's 4 quarts of Harley Davidson Sin 3 oil. Let's go ahead and remove the funnel. All right, I'll let the bike run about a minute or so, enough to make sure oil had made its way up into the oil filter. The engine was running fine. There was no oil pressure light on or anything. So let's go ahead and check the fluid level. Like I said before, it usually takes about 4.5 quarts. So here we are. Looks like we're good and full. There's the top of the range. I'm going to ride her a little bit after a day or so. I'll check again just to make sure. So you may remember that I had removed the cover. I miscorrectly called it the voltage regulator cover. It's not. It's a cover for the oil or the water pump used on the twin cooled engines. So I removed it to let my messy oil drip through. There was quite a bit on the cardboard, but I've since cleaned it up. So let's go ahead and reinstall it. I don't know if you can tell, but there's an ear right here with a rubber grommet. There's one over on the other side that I know you can't see. All right, so there's 2 hooks on the top. These 2 holes go in those hooks. And once they're on, then it just swings down in place. It's kind of awkward putting it on when the bike's upright, because if the wheel is turned, it's a little bit easier. Because then you can get around the fender. You can hear me wonking into the fender. It's plastic, so it's not going to damage anything. So there we go. Move it up, slide it rearward into those posts. And there we have it. That one's not quite. You can hear the gremlin bell ringing. You can reference my other video on how to install a gremlin bell on Pan America. So there we have it. Water pump cover is back in place. Well, next thing we're going to do is reset the distance since last maintenance. Right now, let me show you. I turn the bike on. Wait for everything to turn on. For the bike info, there is distance since last service, 4,855.8 miles. So what we're going to do is we're going to reset it. So first thing you do is turn the bike to the off position. Make sure, so the first step is you turn it and cut off switch to on. Put the bike into accessory mode. Wait for the screen to come up. Running. Once the message comes up, press and hold the on button. It takes about 13 seconds before it goes into the screen where you can do this. Okay, now if you scroll down, at the bottom will be a reset. So you press reset. Scroll down again. Mileage reset. It asks, are you sure? Yes. Mileage since last service was reset. So now if we exit back out, go to information. Distance since last service, 0 miles. So we're all set. So that covers the oil and filter change. As you can see, the hardest part for me, at least, is the removal of the filter without making a huge mess. I know I have the proper tool for going underneath the oil filter, but I still get it dripping down below the bike. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Remove the old filter, remove the old oil, install the oil drain plug, and install the filter and refill. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like it if you did like the video. Please consider subscribing. If you subscribe, hit the bell. That way you'll be notified of more content. And then always, thanks for watching. Feel Farley Flat.